they've gotten the Roche. At this point, you just have to deal with the losses, right? You lost your Marcy, you lost your Egg. It's time to shove out the waves as much as possible during this small time. The Falcons are going to be focusing on Ocean. He knows, okay, playing anyone right now, let's just try to move back. And also a perfect time to get out of him. You're thinking he's pulling him deeper in, but they use the Stampede, he goes out and he just runs himself away. Everything done right on the side of Falcons.
Just a clean fight, finding that pick as well. Off of that, Marcy securing the Aegis and the Roche banner. Meanwhile, Snake King's got Amara butts him first with the gem and he's gone! Oh, Satanic getting deleted by Falcons.
You bought that gem and you're thinking the opportunity will come, the opportunity will come. There's the opportunity. They finally found him, and as we spoke, if you get the stun on him, he will go down. The burst damage on Falcons, it is there.
Zatanna's going to be rubbing his forehead for a bit there, like, oof, I will not expect that to happen so quickly, especially since he didn't have vision. And
it's going to become easier, as now I think you have all of your core items on Falcons, and you can start thinking towards the late game, right? Aghanim Scepter on the Centaur, this Scythe on the Bounty Hunter. That is another way to counter both the Storm and the Morphling. These two heroes are going to have to be very careful, and when you look at it, you don't really have a frontliner, right? It has been your Morphling going forward. Who's going to be? Phoenix? No, you don't want him to die at the start. Storm as well, going to be a big problem for you. It's very hard for Paravision now to get some good ground on the map.
Oh, you've got 9 class pretty close here to the supports of Falcons. They're going to keep an eye open on him. He's got the Gold Scepter to save him from now, but the enchant comes after. He's trying to go for the TP. Oh, snaking. Oh! Those are some powerful spears you're throwing directly. He burns almost all of his mana for this one. And they're hunting for no one. He's going for the Lotus Pool. He's going to reveal Malrine where he is. Does he read correctly where the Storm Spirit's going to be? As that ulti's about to run out.
He can steal the Wisdom Rune if he checks.
No.
It's still there. That would be a nice one to grab, but the Lifestealer is getting an Orchid. And it's not only an Orchid he's gunning for, it is going to be a full Bloodthorn. So what you're looking at right now, if you're Falcons, you won't have even more potential to burst somebody down.
Well, no
they tracked him.
Gotta be careful here. Quick TP out to safety. They're probably thinking that, yeah, he stole our Wisdom Rune. Oh, it's still here.
Healing power.
The Tormentor is still here, but not for long.
It's going to be charged for snaking. So yeah, this Ench is truly going to be a force to be reckoned with now.
For sure, right? And he's going for a Hex as well. So now you have time for these luxury items, and this is the one thing that the Bounty Hunter does give you, that your supports are going to be hella farmed. Look at the net worth of snaking, right? He's pretty much there with all of the cores. Only the Lifestealer and the Morphling are ahead of him.
Yeah, he's popping off on his net worth. But so is Satanic. Just the last time they spotted the Morphling, he got blown up. 26,000 gold worth of net worth on this man.
It's still hard, right? Because you know that now you can get bursted down. It is going to be very tough for him to think about how he wants to approach the fight. I'm thinking Paravision have to be looking to buy a gem as well. They just basically cannot leave their base, and you're playing versus 2 Invis heroes because the Bounty Hunter has the shard. They've been giving it to the Centaur for the majority of the game.
Yeah, I feel like with the small amount of control that Falcons has, I think it's the best option for Morphling to turn into a Lifestealer and pick up Rage. But there are a couple of good options to turn into.
They're hunting.
And Skitter looking. Not too far away.
They're in that shadow walk.
And heroes, they see the camp has literally just died and no one. Any warning signs for it? Oh.
Where are your ankles? No one. Yeah, he probably stopped breathing like you, Panda. That's the only way that they weren't able to know exactly where he's at.
All right, well, definitely have some talent in there, no one.
Level 20 Refresher Phoenix, that is quite huge, right? You're dealing with a Stampede on the Centaur. I think if Centaur sees this Refresher, he might actually think about one of his own.
Are going to be pretty stuck inside their base for now, at least for Paravision, waiting for that Aegis to expire. What happens after? Do Paravision just leave their base and try to find Falcons on the map, or Is it still a game of push a wave, get back, push a wave, get back?
I mean, I think it will give them the confidence to get out on the base and control at least one area. Because as you can see right now on the map, they don't really have any vision. They have one ward outside of it, right? It's not really a lot. So you need to get out on the map. But I still think that without the gem, very soon it's going to be taken back to Collis.
Oh, there's a Hex on this snaking Enchantress. Oh, what can you do? That is such a rich Enchantress when you see a Hex on this support as well. And just look at that damage. It's just nothing that the Crystal Maiden can do. Meanwhile, in the river, Amar picks up the shield rune, so this is a very tanky Centaur, but they are looking to burst through the blade mail. They'll get the kill, but they're damaged. They're low. Falcons might find an opening. They got the Hex onto DM. DM, he's trying to survive for as long as possible for his teammates to at least get their TPs out. His TP is cancelled. 9 class and DM will die. Satanic TP's home. Malrine almost catching him as well. And they are just building up on the control side.
Double Hex, Bloodthorn done. The burst potential of Falcons is insane. Satanic and no one are gonna have to play a perfect game of Dota every single time. Even this Phoenix is very hard to catch. I don't know why Paravision are not buying that gem. It's just impossible to play at the moment. You're just gonna get caught over and over again like this.
Aggressive jump there from No One. Doesn't quite catch Malrine or Skitter, and No One will go in. Tried to jump against the Pango, gets hexed up, silenced, he's just gone. Satanic gets an opening though, takes down Snake King, and now focuses attention to Crit. He'll take another support. Pointing versus Skitter, the control is gone. Pointing against Skitter, Satanic! What an absolute unit! And the question marks dropped in chat.
Yeah, like how did this happen? Maybe they're even unsure.
Already jumping around on top of Dakalis, but Satanic is still there. It's a 1v3. What can he do here? TP out? Another question mark?
Yeah, like
not this time around.
Yeah, it would be cool if they go like, what the hell are you doing? But this is just the thing that the Morphling does. So we thought about who's gonna be the frontliner. No one says it's gonna be me. I'm not the star player on this team any longer. We've got the young star, so I'm just gonna go in and create an opportunity for him to go forward. Once again, he just doesn't even need the BKB if he's got vision. It's still like 9 seconds. Like unreal. He bought it like 20 minutes ago.
Can I repeat the sentence I always say? You spot a good carry player from when he uses his BKB.
Yeah, that's one of tweets that Milan did. He was a part of the previous Fissure tournament, not here at the Fissure Playground, but we are going to be quoting him.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, that win probability takes a tiny shift towards the right. I believe we were... Satanic is definitely earning a bit of respect already.
Got some nice deep vision there on the right if they want to be going towards the Tormentor. You can see a line being drawn by the Collis. The problem is that the waves are still being pushed out, so
they have a good position if they hold it, but do they have the surprise element anymore? You got Malrine right nearby. 9 class sees him. Quick disengage. Paravision not ready for this fight, but the BKB from No One. He'll be able to fight back, at least force out the Invest Bomb off of Skitter and Amar. Sunray is doing a ton of work here. DM, the Hex on the Morphling. He's going to be okay. Malrine is at the back. X going to be used, and Falcons will disengage from the area. They will wait for the egg. And now might turn around. No One's courier. Luckily not bringing anything for No One is dead by Crit. And now Amar jumps in again with Skitter, again with Invest, but he's just dropping down, and they cannot save him. Satanic the fight versus him, and you've got the Enchantress hammering down 9 class. Buyback comes in from him, and focusing on that Enchantress, pushing it up to the upper, onto the high ground, but they're not done yet. They're not done yet. Can Falcon still find an opening in? Skitter waiting for his Infest to come back up, and hopefully Falcons could still fight again. And yes, No One with no mana will get a moment to breathe, collect their thoughts.
DM, he used the refresher, so he does have the egg, and now if he can find a good opening.
Still patiently scouring the area. 40 seconds for that scent to come back up. 9-class, he's going to get caught on the low ground. They're going to blow up the Marcy unless that's Andre. DDM keeps him alive, but not long enough. Meanwhile, Satanic's got no mana. Marine's on top of him. No one's hexed up. No one needs one more hit from Snaking to finish him off, and he goes for the safe teleport out. Zirconis is TPing out. They're trying to get everybody away from there. They'll save the majority, and the Morphling also gone. So Parivision, unfortunate for them, it is a road shot for Falcons, which they were aiming for. But Parivision don't at least lose pretty much all of their team because they were running out of resources.
And Refresher Shard is so amazing. It's either a double Stampede or a double Rolling Thunder. Both of those spells quite huge for the Falcon side. And it just goes to show, right? If you look at this Parivision lineup, these very long fights are not good for them. You're gonna lose the resources on your Storm. So you want the Morphling to kill people faster. And in that fight, it just wasn't allowed. He goes in, Hex. He goes in, another Hex. Then he gets disarmed. It is hard for Satanic to find openings, but he's still keeping his... I'll actually use the 9-second BKB. It's still high charges anyways.
So you have to see the impact of this Phoenix coming in 45 minutes into the game. Oh, Snaking.
That's a really good grab if they can get it.
That's a very quick kill for Parivision. But indeed, the Phoenix is starting to show with that Sunray. Everybody itemizes, everybody levels up, they get more HP, Sunray becomes better, good scaling. It was almost enough to keep someone like 9-class on the Marcy support alive, but you're gonna need a little bit more than that to really kick in that percentage-based heal.
And he also went for the level 20 talent for the Sunray, so it's even more so.
Alright, well, they got Satanic. Can they kill the Morphling? Yes, they can. Skitter will get this one. And they are returning the tips. They want to phase. They want to poke this youngster. Satanic so far has been cool as a cucumber. Maybe now Falcons, they're trying to find any way that they can hurt him, either by bullying him in the game or tipping him or whatever. They're going to try and find a weakness and exploit it.
Finally, Parivision have a gem, right? It's on the Storm Spirit. Now, if you can delay enough so that the Morphling doesn't have to buy back, you are gonna have those opportunities to control the map and go for the fights that you need. But Falcons are gonna give it their all to make sure this buyback is forced out.
Absolutely. Parivision, they don't want to burn it lightly. Might even sack a lane of Rex. If that is the case, no one in 9-class going to try their hardest here. Mar does get the Sunray on him with Sunray, and they do they have the egg placed down? Yes, they do. Now they pop the egg right on top of Falcons, but they've lost one. They've done a lot of damage to Skitter. Decalis will die to Marine. They'll lose their supports. They'll lose their Phoenix egg, and they still need 30 seconds to get the Morphling back up.
They have a second Phoenix egg. They're really trying to save this buyback, but at what cost at this point? Not sure it's even worth it, and Amar is trying to find an opening again.
Falcons just making easy work here in the base. They know there's nothing that's going to challenge them right now. They're going to have to sack this lane. Falcons are going to be very happy with what they've achieved here.
Amar wants to catch him off guard. If they can get the Morphling right after he respawns, and you're going to know exactly from which side he's coming from. No, they just want the second glyph as well. That is what you're gunning for.
He's still ready. He's still ready to jump in, though.
Waiting for the morph.
And there's the jump, and he spots the morph. He stunts the image while the Hex is over. Can they get Morphling on the way? The Sunray does nothing. Satanic is dead. The X destroyed. Falcons will clean them up, and now you need to burn some buybacks. Otherwise, your base is going to be in shambles.
Even through him morphing into almost full strength, the Sunray healing him, it doesn't matter. At this point, you just have more than enough damage. He has to get the BKB off. For that to happen, you need those 4 steps. You need the supports alive.
Beautiful patience from Amar in that previous fight. Now they just need to clean things up. Satanics and DM Spider coming in. 9-class. He's hurt, but he's not dead. Skitter has that Aegis. They might be able to burn it out. That's one. Snaking running away. 9-class is about to drop. None of the Gold Scepter. Hurts away. He will go down. Marine lives. Skitter touches it. Satanic is trying his absolute hardest.
No mana, no one.
Parivision still hold this base. Marine will go on to the supports. No one's DP cancel. No one to die here. He is out. He got them a buyback. The Collins fight back in as well. They're throwing bodies at them right now, and they might. Huge card save, getting Skitter out.
He looked dead. It was over. They just needed 1 or 2 more hits, and now fed the cheese. They can continue going forward. You've got no more buybacks, and you're in a 4 versus 5 scenario. Falcons, they can most definitely continue the siege.
They have done so much work already in here. They forced every single buyback out of Paravision. And who did they lose? They lost an Aegis. They literally just lost an Aegis.
Okay, and the cheese, right? And also there was a refresh shard used by Mallory. So
no one is dying. And Mar is looking for another opening in. It's Satanic to fall. They've done it. Falcons finally break that chokehold off of Paravision. And that, they don't have to think anymore. Now it's just executions on Sunray coming out from DM, but he's dying in the fountain at the same time. GG's called. Falcons will take game number 1.
It's just that in the early stages of the game, when Paravision needed to get that early lead, it didn't happen. And then later on, they were trying to pull it back with a strong Morphling, but so many opportunities to build the right items on Falcons. That Bounty Hunter making everybody rich, Snaking, he's laughing because he knows all of that net worth that he had, he used it perfectly to help his team win this game.
In the right place, at the right time. They surprised Satanic a couple times from that first Morphling kill. Before that, it was looking pretty darn good for Paravision and their Morphling, that they are pretty much
flame me and I couldn't understand that.
Yeah, you've tried
You
that.
missed your chance.
You've tried that on Russian. I've seen you with the with some of the people here, but I can understand when you're saying it. So I could have gotten away with it.
All right.
Potentially could have. I mean, we are setting our sights towards game 2. Game 1 went as it did. Rezo, what were the things you picked up?
Well, Stasan, you know, Merlin. Oh my God, this Pangolier is just beyond my expectations. But I think we have a draft, right?
I believe we do. So get yourselves ready for game number 2's draft.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Falcons turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining.
And off we go. Game 2 time. Falcons leading the series, and Paravision will need to tie this one up and stretch it to a game 3 to still fight for this $1 million prize pool. It is 100K for third place. I believe it was 170-ish K for second place, and 400 for the winner of this tournament. Tundra already making their notes, looking at how this series is going. But most importantly here, if we want to stretch it to a game 3, Paravision will have to find some new tools versus Falcons. That was a really good game from Falcons. And Paravision, they had moments in that game with that Morphling, but when you give some time and get some items, you are countered pretty hard.
Yeah. I mean, he was the last hope for the Paravision for a long time, but it was like just too heavy of a game for him because his supports are like, were so underfarmed in that game just purely because, you know, you have this bounty hunter that's scouting you and like giving vision for the Marine to make all of these pickups happen. And then at the same time, Enchantress, like it's just so farm heavy here, and Snaking, he's also like, he knows how to position himself so well, and he's getting all these skills in fights, like especially with the tracks. It was just like such a big advantage in terms of like support difference.
They banned the Enchantress on the side of Paravision. They've left the Bounty Hunter open for potentially Falcons to grab it in the first phase again. It will be the Phoenix that they open up with, though.
How does it usually go? You allow Falcons to pick Enchantress, you lose versus the Enchantress, next time you ban it because you're not dumb. You don't want to play twice versus that one, and now they're gonna get this one once again. So the bounty was a really huge part of their lineup, and I think this time around they wouldn't have gotten it in the second phase. So Rezo, you've been calling for the first phase bounty if they wanted to get it, and
yeah,
10 seconds remaining.
I think it's the key hero for the Falcons lineups because like they have like so high individual play skill, you know, skill in the game that they know exactly where to move, and especially like when you give them a little bit more extra vision, they barely die, and they always find this like really big pickups in the game.
With the Lifestealer ban, though, it is going to be hard to find a carry of the same caliber that's going to be able to lane well versus this Phoenix. For Falcons, we kind of know that they're probably going to be banning out the Clockwork, but what are you going to be picking versus this Phoenix now? It's definitely not going to be easy to find a good lane versus it.
I think Morphling or Bloodseeker are really good options against Phoenix overall.
Skitter has played 7 different carry heroes in the course of this tournament, and the 2 you just mentioned, he hasn't actually played. So why do you think they haven't actually picked up either of the Morphling or the Bloodseeker?
For Bloodseeker, I don't know, but for the Morphling, I think it's just not really a Skitter hero all that much, right? He hasn't been playing it lately, not even in pubs.
Yeah, especially for Falcons, they really love to play from their signature heroes, so they pick like 5 or 6 heroes and they don't really extend over that. And I could see why. Like in the last game, this Pangolier, like I didn't really see that he was like it should be that good, but the way he performed in that game, oh my god! Like he was finding the storm and then, like in these weird map situations where he could just like keep rolling over him, and he, you know that he has the feeling of this hero so well.
It's insane how well he's playing it, and I really like it in the Astini interview. And he said, "For us, this is not a flex. For us, it is a Marine hero, and Amar is just not good at it, though. I've seen some solid Amar Pango performances, not gonna lie. They ban on the Morph. They're gonna allow the Clockwork in.
Yeah, because of the shift of those first phase bans, Magnus was there, but now Falcons get to grab it for themselves. And this mag has been played in 2 and 3. Skitter hasn't played it as a carry in this tournament.
I think Paravision is looking at the PA here.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you're kind of forced to. You would want to pick two
5
supports here,
seconds
but because you see a Magnus, you're thinking Team Falcons are gonna get it for themselves if we don't do it.
Did Skitter play PA in this tournament yet?
Yes.
Yes, he did, right. And it was with Magnus against
It
Wildcard.
was versus Avalus and versus Wildcard in the Swiss stage.
And it's his most played hero in pods as well, so he can definitely get it.
Alright.
When you have these supports, people usually prefer to pick Lycan as well, because those can't really deal with wolves that well. So it might be the hero that Falcons also consider.
10 seconds
Or Skitter.
remaining.
I think Ducalis, does he play a lot of
5
bat? It's more of a
seconds
9
remaining.
class hero. And I was definitely thinking that we're gonna see a clock here, because that has been their unbeatable lane basically on Paravision, but they decided the bat rider is better. Potentially even moving the Phoenix to 5. I don't think they've done it in this tournament, but Ducalis most definitely can play it.
Yep.
And I think Clockwork is quite nice against Bounty Hunter as well.
Yep. You run in, he catches you, and then they just burst you down. Bounty Hunter hates if he's trapped like that. He likes to be running around.
Falcons turn to pick.
Elder Titan. Okay, swapping things around here, even with the Morphling banned out. What are they suspecting when this ET is coming up? Because of the PA, the Naga?
Yeah, I guess they're preparing for some edgy carry. But I think PA is still
remaining.
very nice against these heroes. Like, you can't really go close
5
to PA.
seconds remaining.
The Elder Titan in position 5.
I think Paravision just wants to do massive amounts of damage and they want to surprise Falcons. Something like a Tiny comes to mind that they could get for no one in the mid lane, so that you're just starting off the fights by killing somebody, getting them out of position, and then you can just go forward with the heavy amount of damage that you have. I mean, imagine if you run into an egg when there's an Elder Titan Spirit on top of you, everybody's just gonna burn.
Imagine if Satanic's like, give me ET carry.
Oh boy,
Hit him with the briefcase.
that would actually be quite cool.
Radiant
I'm pretty sure it's not gonna happen, but it would be quite fun.
Whoa.
New hero.
Did we not see it? I think we didn't see it in the tournament.
There's no Omni Knight before. Wow, that's some preparation.
Fully uncontested throughout the tournament. First Omni Knight of the tournament.
And it's actually quite good versus these heroes on the side of Paravision, right? Because you're doing a lot of magical damage. Versus the Omni is just not gonna be that great.
Yeah, one weakness that this hero has on an Omni Knight is just like when the Nullifier comes out online, like you kind of become useless because all your spells getting purged.
Repel cannot be purged. It says dispellable, yes, but it cannot be purged. So if you have Repel and Ulti, the Nullifier doesn't do anything actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's how it works. It says dispellable, but I think it was left from the Heavenly Grace when he had it. I learned this like a year ago, and we mentioned Milan. It was him. He's like, I'm telling you, it doesn't get purged, and I'm like, no, it says, man. Can you read? He's like, I don't care what I can read. Like, it cannot be purged. And there's the
Tiny. Yeah, good read on that one.
Yeah, with ET you prefer to have a jumpers with huge magical damage output, and Tiny is one of the best choices with it. Along with Storm, but...
And it's also a flex pick, right? I mean, Satanic could pick up the Tiny if he really wanted to. I know it's more of a no-one hero, and yes, please
Please.
We
pick
also
me,
want
Bo.
that. We also want that, guys.
We're hoping for it, but I don't think it's gonna be happening. On one side you have an ET and the Phoenix, on the other side you have a Magnus and the Gyro. Imagine a crazy guy picking a Meepo into this.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm still surprised that PA hasn't been touched in these drafts.
5
Like, I think that
seconds
hero is
remaining.
very busted, and you know, we've seen a lot of games it's just like being uncontested completely. But here, even with Magnus, Falcons ignored it, Paravision ignored it.
Turn to
I think you're
ban.
banning it now, right?
Yeah, I guess you have to.
Or you just think that they want to go for something else, right? Because if you look at Paravision, they're not that great at shoving out the
10
waves,
seconds
right? I
remaining.
mean, they're solid, but those heroes who are good at shoving out the waves want to
5
be
seconds
hunting.
remaining.
Right, so maybe that's the read from Falcons. Get rid of these illusion heroes that can just make the game easier for Paravision to go hunting, to give them the vision.
Yeah, the question is who's gonna be playing this Magnus? Is it Malrine or Mar?
leaning towards MR.
One have to decide, right? Wait for the 23rd for
Yeah, they'll
Pari
see
to come out
everything.
first. You got options for both. Probably when you see the laning matchups come out.
Radiant team ban.
Of the PA ban.
Makes sense, right? It's just such a good hero for Paravision that we've seen him win games. I don't really want to say completely solo, but just make the game very, very tough. You can't catch him, and then at some point he just shows and wins the game. So it just makes sense. Even and it is a nullifier builder, right? Even if you have repel and the nullifier, not everybody is gonna have repel on them or a BKB, so that will get purged off.
Yeah, one big difference they have in this draft in Falcons that they don't have like a really greedy hero on the snaking, which is usually pretty good when you have a bounty hunter and you need somebody to be able to shove lanes. But Omni Knight is not that type of a hero. He usually prefers to like stay behind the core and like be ready to save him.
Alright, the ban of the Monkey King as well as the Husker.
Falcons turn
Suspecting that Mag is going towards the off lane. It's going to be a Slark coming out from Paravision. And the last time you and I, Harry, cast the game with Satanic playing that Slark, it was really hard to read the game because it's a lot of hit and run, hit and run. It's not like direct team fight almost ever throughout the game. And I think that was where Paravision really excelled.
For sure. I actually really like this, right? I think this is Paravision 101, where it is gonna be poke back, and then you have no one on one of the heroes who can finish heroes off, and with that burst, he is keeping his team in the game with just keeping a couple of heroes off the map. And I also like having any kind of vision hero with the Tiny, with an Elder Titan, and the Slark. You have two that are gonna be helping you get the right jump.
Yeah, it's such a free Slark game, the way I see it right now. They have only one RP that can stop him, but it's really hard to get it before the done rush. Yeah.
Alright, Falcons reserve time is running out. What are they going to reveal as their final pick to go along with the heroes that they already have? It's going to be a Doom coming out. Could this
That's
be
a good one.
Yeah, it's MR hero. Alright, so they'll put the Marine mid Magnus. That will go up against the Tiny.
That Doom salvages the Slark pick a little bit. Like when you have a Doom, then you have a counter pick for it.
It used to be that you Doom the Slark, he goes into the Fog of War and he's fine, but ever since they put the Doom that it removes the heal, it just become a very rough matchup for the Slark in general. You pretty much have a main target in this game on the Slark with the Doom. Phoenix at the start of the fight would be nice, but you're probably not getting it. One thing though, right? How are you gonna get vision for this Doom on the Slark, right? Because this time around, it's not going to be that easy for Crit to move around the map, as Slark is going to know when he sees him.
Yeah, and I'm curious about this Omni Knight impact, to be honest. Like, they have this strategy prepared, but we are yet to see like how well is it going to do against Phoenix and Batrider.
Elrine has a hell of a job in this game, right? He's the one that's going to have to be catching people. He's the one who's going to have to be putting them out of position. Everybody else is not that really great at killing. And this time around, you don't have these squishy supports on Paravision that you can just punish.
Yeah, and you don't really have nobody to play with on a on the Magnus. Like, you skewer into who? Into Bounty Hunter? Into Omni Knight? Like, really? Like, they have to farm a lot in this game, and I think all the cards are going to be in the Paravision hands.
Are we gonna see Skitter rotating early, right? If you get some of those skewers, because we have seen Gyros go and fight early on.
Yeah, I think that the Skitter should be really active in the early game, especially when Amar's playing Doom. So yeah, it's probably gonna happen when this level 6 Tiny just gonna RP into like some TPs from Gyro happening in the mid lane.
Yeah, perfect hero to throw through the twin gates as well. Rotating with a gyrocopter is usually pretty scary when he hits level 6, maybe even before that.
I mean, you have you're gonna have the debuff immunity from the Omni-Knight as well, so early fighting for him shouldn't really be all that hard, right? Sometimes with the Gyro, you're afraid, oh, I'm gonna get tossed back and die. Here, that's a little bit tougher.
All right, well, let's head over to this. We've got two handsome gentlemen to discuss about the draft of Game 2.
Lost.
Prepare for battle.
Единственный, кто может меня победить, это я сам.
This is bullshit. Well, look at that.
Towards game 2 we go indeed. Thank you, Jenkins.
30
Thank you, Aoi.
seconds to battle.
As this is going to be a barn burner of a game. Can Parvision repeat that previous performance on the Slark? Rezo, your thoughts on this one?
Well, Satanic has been showing some really cool performances on the Slark before, and I think this game he can carry. But you know, his supports should be like a little bit higher than that in the previous game. So it's important to, you know, for them to keep scaling.
Well, let's see if Parvision is able to pull it off, or if Falcons is going to look like the stronger team out of the two and march into the grand finals for a rematch versus Tundra. Now, we already saw in the upper bracket finals that was a 2-0 for the Tundra team and closed in that top 2 finish of the tournament. Still looking for the brightest colors, that 400k you win from the tournament.
Now, the last day here, it's going to be full 8 games, Panda. So I'm thinking this is a classic Parvision lineup. If they lose with this, I mean, Falcons, all power to them. They're definitely going to be proving that at the moment they're the better team because they kind of crushed your Phoenix offlane twice with 2 different approaches to them. But I think that Parvision, this is exactly what they've been playing throughout the tournament with a lot of success. So
yeah,
it's not going to be an easy one.
Yeah, the whole gameplay style of poking on the side of Parvision, but you also need this Tiny to somewhat snowball in the early game. What if they don't? Do they just get cornered and you lose the map? You don't want to play from behind as a Slark.
It still comes down to how strong the side of Falcons are going to be, right? Because this Falcons lineup can work in various ways. Either you're going to have a very strong gyro, and if you have a very strong gyro with the Omni Knight behind him, then that's a problem for Parvision, because you won't be able to poke him all that much or toss him back. Speaking of which...
Oh, Skitter might just be first blooded here. DM, one more hit required. The Tango regen will kick in and the blood grenade running out. Gyro's gonna be okay. Some damage dealt back to 9 class. Almost a first one there for Parvision.
Yeah, but it doesn't really count until you take away all that HP. But overall, the second approach from Falcons is this Magnus, because you do have the repositioning tool with the bounty giving you vision. It's a little bit tougher, we talked about it, versus the Slark on the other side. But it is still an opportunity for them to go forward. So overall, those 2 things have to work for Falcons, even if the lineup of Parvision isn't working. So it's not that easy to make happen. You need a very farm gyro, or you need a Magnus that is getting all the grabs versus probably a superior vision lineup. So definitely easier to make the gyro strong, but we'll see if they can make it happen.
And a lot of melee heroes this game. We have 8 melee and 2 range heroes. 3 range heroes and 7 melees in this game. Majority there for the Falcon side, being 4 and 1. Just the winning strat, at least in Immortal pubs. The highest win rate is on 4 melees and 1 range.
It's weird, right? Usually you're thinking 3 ranged, 2 melee, or 3 melee, 2 ranged. But currently in the current meta, the fat melee heroes are doing well.
Everyone enjoying their piece of farm the early minutes. Marine trying to make a skewer play onto no one. He's not going to fall for this one, even with the shockwave slow. A bit annoying for the Tiny.
That lane is going to be fun, right? You have the toss back, you have the skewer back. A bit easier maybe for the Tiny to get that one in, but even if he gets it in, gets the toss out, there's always a skewer for him to be okay. Yep. Meanwhile, top.
Oh, Skitter dropping low again, but Snaking is also in trouble. The Fire Spirits are right clicks. He's ticking low, and there we go. DM will get the first blood. He'll get the Parvision crowd excited again.
Level 2 Fire Spirits. And this time around, I don't think that like a Lifestealer, as the lane progresses, is going to be getting harder for the Phoenix. This lane isn't going to be that tough for him. You start on the Gyro, you take away his HP, Omni Knight saves him, and then you turn targets. The Gyro doesn't have enough HP to go forward, and the Omni Knight is just a sitting duck.
One pretty interesting thing about this bottom lane mechanic here is you've got 4 melee heroes, constant battling, and Elder Titan's like, ooh, I get to hit people. The Collis does hit quite hard on this Elder Titan. Level 3 is going to be even harder, but
coming back.
He is really extending his limits. Amar is dropping low, but so is the Collis. It might be Crit who gets the kill. He will. Satanic holding. Oh! Crits takes it away, and he gets the double on the bounty.
Get outplayed. Amar finding a way to juke through the trees, and while that is happening, Bounty is just poking them. He got a double blood grenade, and in a 4 melee lane, it's very easy to make that happen.
It's going to be an absolute skirmish there down in that bottom lane, and of course with Doom denying himself pretty much to the tower. Split kill for the both Paravision heroes who were both dead. He'll come back to the lane with full resources.
Usually when you're not focusing on the Slark and he gets this many right clicks in a lane, you just have to run because he's gonna be way too strong. But one thing that Falcons were doing is that they were poking him a bit, making sure that he just cannot commit all that much. And then when he thought that he had an opening, it just wasn't there. That is huge from Falcons. We already saw what a bounty hunter can do.
Trying to make another engagement onto Amar. Fighting back versus Satanic. Crit's going to be a bit late for this one, but it doesn't matter. There's a flag bearer creep as well, so it's a 3 versus 2 fight in favor of Falcons.
He doesn't have a DP, and the Carlos is looking as dead as well.
Ooh, Crit will find another opening there to finish off the Carlos. The movement speed slow is going to be enough for the Jerkin, and 9 class denied. Skitter will not be as lucky as his counterparts in the bottom lane, finding a couple kills. He's missed out on some CS chasing for this one. And if you look at, I mean, I would say don't Google this Gyrocopter's net worth for now, but I think things will turn out for the better soon. No one, however, also not in a very fun place, as Maureen will take him down. He'll give the tip and the happy face.
Yeah, getting level 6 before his mid lane counterpart.
And a double happy face.
Exactly. When you do not have a level 6, your 0 armor Tiny underneath the tower is going to take so much damage. I don't know what that means. Oh, don't be
nervous. Thank you, production. Okay, all right. Little mind games going down there in the mid lane in good sportsmanship.
But
if you say so.
I mean, he's already charging in for the next one, so I can see Maureen is probably not that nervous here. Satanic and Decalis being pushed out. Satanic down. I mean, I should have brought this one up. The moment I saw the Doom versus the Slark is that chain lightning that makes it unbearable for a Slark to lane against. Unless you have some healing tool to assist the Slark to stay in that lane longer, like an Enchantress just pumping you up with heals. Chain Lightning makes this lane nearly unplayable for a Slark.
And it is a disaster for Slark to be this far behind, right? This hero is the type that needs to constantly scale. You don't have to be the top net worth, but you always have to have the capability to go in and out. At this point, this Slark, he goes in, he's dead. Every time.
Every time.
Both of the Wisdom Runes gonna be traded, so Crit, he thought he was being cheeky, but so were Paravision.
Well, at least Decalis was fast on his feet. Meanwhile, DM's already finished off a tower in 7 minutes. That's how hard of a time this Gyrocopter is still having.
Radiant's bottom tower.
He's just forced to jungle. He realized that we cannot lane versus this double range matchup.
Yeah, both of the carries are having a really tough time, and I think they thought about it. They thought that the Omni Knight was a good response to the Phoenix. Not sure if Falcons are gonna be holding the same idea for the next game if it does happen.
Yeah. Oh, snaking. Maybe now's the time for you to actually carry the game. Yeah.
Not with an Omni Knight.
Not with an Omni Knight. Yeah. The old Omni Knight would have been able to do it, but not this one.
No, this one doesn't really do much. You need somebody in front that is gonna be big and strong. And Maureen and Amar though are having pretty good games at the moment.
Yep, all right. Crit lets the region go. He sees that he might actually die if he shows taking it away, but now he still might actually die. Potentially Maureen is there though with thinking, and he's gonna be all right. No one, if he was a bit closer for the avalanche range, maybe then things could have changed. But they've sent DM down into the mid lane. They would like to pressure that mid T1, noticing a vulnerability in Falcon's defense.
And there's the repel. One interesting thing about the repel, he gives you debuff immunity, but it doesn't purge, so you cannot take away the lasso. Some stuns are just gonna persist, so it is a bummer, right? Especially versus an Elder Titan, because you'd love to remove that sleep, but no such luck.
Oh, Satanic is lining up the Midas here in the Slark, so we're gonna build up some comeback on the hero.
He definitely needs it. He knows that he's not gonna be the Slark that is running in, you know, the old Ramsey Slark jumping into the enemy triangle. Something that we did see from Paravision as well in this tournament, but this game it just won't happen.
Yeah. It will also take some time for the Gyrocopter to get up to speed too. Considering you need the early levels and you need like 1 to 2 laning items until your jungle really starts to work out. Outside of that, it is pretty difficult to jungle as a Gyro, so he'll need some time. But as you mentioned, both carries having not that awesome of a time, but both offlaners, however, on top.
Yep, they're having a great game, and you're probably going to be seeing Amar trying to doom this Phoenix. If it's an opening, that would be a huge kill to get.
Trying to find the first track kill here. They'll drop the doom onto Collis, but as soon as they do so, he's got the urn on him. He's dead.
Yep.
Deny,
He's gonna try
maybe?
to deny.
Tix comes out on an unfortunate moment, but for Amar, he's going to be happy that he'll get this one, and it is a track kill.
Doom kill, track kill. That's actually quite nice. So when you have a bounty hunter, you just don't mind dropping some big spells. They see snaking.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Both just burning raindrops, but not taking any damage from the toss. Meanwhile, 9 class applying pressure onto Crit, the level 6 bounty. He also doesn't get a deny for himself, as DM will get his killing spree.
Very important for 9 class to be a part of these kills, because he's really lacking in the experience department.
And this is a day and night from this Phoenix. From game 1, he was very hidden. Game 2, DM, he's everywhere.
Yeah, this is the DM Phoenix that we've been used to, right? The guy who crushes his lane, and then he goes around the map killing everybody. One thing that prevented him from doing that in the previous game was the lifestealer. There's no lifestealer now.
Definitely made his game a lot easier to play now. No one has that blink lined up. It'll be about 900 gold for him to finish it.
Malrine will have it a lot earlier, right? He's just 200 gold away. You really want to pressure this mid lane tower before the Magnus gets the blink, but I don't think it's going to be dropping. So Paravision, they're going to have to deal with the blink skewers backs.
Are scanning.
And you talk about those track kills as well. I think it would be important to get this Magnus joining in with that RP.
Yep, you're probably now, when he has the blink, gonna be trying to get a lot of those pickoffs around the mid lane, because there's always gonna be somebody there that is gonna be hungry for experience, and then you just pick them up.
Got 9 class right in front of the T2 here. And from the side also Amar. Keeping tabs open on the situation. The hat ends up overextending. Could be a kill for Falcons.
Falcons are preparing for a smoke here with the blink dagger.
Let's see what they can do with it. And who do they find? Can they kill maybe the Phoenix? They actually see him moving here towards the high ground position. So DM, gotta be quick on your fingers here. You want to dive away before you get hit by the skewer. They don't actually follow him there. They see the ET, they see the Tiny, they want no one. There's the RP coming out, the Doom after as well. Marine will take the shield rune away, and DM trying to give a bit of protection for his buddy. Can he live through that Doom? Amar's got some slow attack speed, even blood grenades flying in from snaking, and Falcons will get the Tiny down.
Yep, kills around the mid lane, they're gonna be happening. Also Crit, he wasn't a part of that smoke and he didn't want to TP, but as soon as they smoked, he started running towards the mid lane, understanding this is where those kills are gonna be happening. I'm very glad that they didn't run up the high ground to just try to kill the Phoenix, because that's like the strongest hero, but they went for the opening around the mid lane where you do have vision. Just get anything you can, and in the end, I mean, they got a Tiny, considering that he is rushing towards his blink dagger at the moment. That is a pretty nice kill to have, but he still finished it in the end, so not the biggest of deals for Paravision.
Still both the carries in 5th and 6th position in net worth. Slowly getting closer to the rest of the pack. Too far behind of the Magnus and the Tiny now.
Gyro still needs some items to start farming properly, right? And the Slark already has his Midas, so he should be able to get closer to the rest of the pack a little bit faster.
Also a Vessel now ready for Crit. It's going to be pretty useful. No one gets the Avalanche. He sees Crit, the toss back, and there's the Stomp coming in from the ET. Slowly but surely, that resistance is dropping on the Bounty Hunter as long as the Astro Spirit's going to be on top of him. It's taking a while though, because this hero is so damn tanky, but no one will take down Crit in the end. Meanwhile, Satanic fighting with Amar. Just a quick reminder that the Slark has finally been able to leave the jungle and show up in the lane.
Yeah, he's just poking because he knows now there's no Doom, so he's trying to force out some rotations and reactions from the opponents. I mean, without the Doom, and the RP, it's very hard to think if you can actually kill this Slark. It's almost impossible.
I just love how the majority of the pushing here from Paravision is Tiny Toss. Literally Tiny Toss on the tower. They don't want to end up going too deep. There's still that blink skewer that could happen on any objective.
Versus the Magnus, that is how you push, right? You go slowly. You don't want to think, oh, I'm this big, strong hero, I can get away with anything. If you get out position, you're gonna go down. So that is quite smart from them. Now Paravision are the ones going for smokes, but they see Satanic.
They see Satanic indeed, and he's going to get doomed up, even with the Dark Pact. What can you do? Marine will finish off Satanic, and that will force 9 class to try and run away. But Marine is coming in with a skewer, and he will drop another track kill. And a double for Mulreen. No one tries to retaliate. Big burst on Crit, and Mulreen on the egg plays down. They'll get 2. They cannot cancel Lamar's TP, but a trade does take place.
I really like the no hesitation coming out from Falcons. They get their doom and they know what they need to do. I think that is a spell that in this game it's very important to follow his timing. You don't usually follow the timing of every single cooldown, every single ulti. You kind of have the feeling of it, but I think knowing exactly when the doom is coming back up is so important for the Slark. It's the only thing that kills him, and you need to keep tabs on that. As they continue to push here in the mid lane, we're gonna have a breather here, an opportunity to write exclamation mark F in the chat, everybody. Follow FISSURE. We're gonna have so much more content in the tournament.
That's how much more going on as well. If the RP comes out from Marine onto 2, as DM and 9 class, they'll take the big brunt. Namar dropped down to very low HP. No one looking for an angle to finish off the kill. Can they get to him though? DeCalis on the side tries to follow it through. Skitter will get a kill off of 9 class. No one. Another toss.
Slark is rotating.
Crit this down to half. And Satanic, can he get involved in the action? He's waiting in the river. The skewer back onto no one. They'll get a kill off of the Tiny. Stomp on 2, but not an angle for the Slark to participate.
No, he came over to finish off a hero. If you get one, then the chase for Paravision is amazing with the extra vision that he's going to be giving you. But the second that you lose a Tiny, this lineup doesn't work without him.
So I see how it is. We're doing accidental tips now. DM. Quick dive to safety, but still there's some damage coming through. Crit's right under him, hoping to finish him off with the Vessel. 9 class and DeCalis keeping them at bay. No one is respawning right now. And they cannot really get too many hits on Satanic. He's got no essence shift stacks here. Slark just cannot find an opening to join in.
That was just perfect from Falcons. They're just looking at the timer of the Tiny and they're thinking, how much more time do we have to continue with these chases? Unfortunately, they didn't have enough damage to finish some of those kills in Satanic, giving vision.
I think we're going to keep on going for more. There is the Doom still up on Amar, which would allow Falcons to stay in the area. Snaking goes down to DM. And the tower will fall, so Paravision, they get something out of this after losing a couple of heroes. They won't be left empty-handed.
That tower going down is so huge, right? Because with the Magnus, that is where you want to get all of those kills and elevate your net worth with the tracks. Without that tower, it just becomes so hard to get kills around the mid lane, especially in the next 3 minutes while it's still nighttime.
9 class is going to have blink up soon. We're going to have some lasso plays coming in from Paravision. Very important to try and isolate a hero. Most importantly, when I think about it, if you can grab the gyrocopter, take that big source of damage away, there's only a limited amount of burst that Falcons would have with the mag, with the Omni Knight Purification.
Paravision really want to establish the lead right now while it's still night.
Marine is stuck in the river. The RP is there. They'll push the Phoenix in the river. Doom him up. No one coming for the win. Lasso there as well. Can Paravision win this one? As Snaking is dropping. 9 class will take that one, pushing Marine and Skitter away. DeCalis taking huge damage from Skitter's rocket barrage, but he wants to keep the pressure up. Satanic comes in as no one tosses in the Slark and gets him involved.
Hello! DeCalis, he is writing in the chat. That was amazing. They found the Phoenix. I don't think DM even needed to buy back for that one, but he did. He came in with a little bit more of the damage, but what a turnaround. And this is what you have to be careful. You talked about it. 4 melee heroes, and then the Gyro who also wants to get close. Those avalanches, those echo stomps, a lot of them are going to connect on multiple heroes.
They might just end up running into these situations multiple times throughout the course of this game, so Falcons do have to pay attention as well what Paravision has to offer, even if they have Doom and RP, which are excellent teamfight abilities, but surely that stacking up and grouping up can be deadly. You can get so much out of the crash landing toss in a game like this.
For sure. I mean, if there's a spirit on top of somebody, what is the level of the natural order? Okay, it's maxed out right now. It's gonna be like 30-40% of the HP on most of these heroes on the side of Falcons.
And with the deconstruction facet on top of it, where you lose a percent every second, up to 20% magic resistance and armor lost. So we've seen that before, how quickly a game can end if an Astral Spirit is on top. And that was Miposhka's ET that we highlighted a lot back then. Though Falcons have the tools of their own. They have the Aghanims up on this gyrocopter.
Dire are scanning.
They're trying to play around their own vision, poke at this mid lane and try to catch somebody. I think Paravision, now with daytime coming, they're done with these mid lane fights. It's time to shove out the side lanes, play around there where Falcons actually won't be able to get any big team fights going their way.
Daytime and Tormentors. So no shards on Paravision. And this is going to be some, like we like to call it, some honest day's work. It'll take a while for this Tormentor to fall.
But fall it will. Ooh, maybe some heroes with it as well. Run! They need more heroes!
They need more people. Satanic, can you please help us out? Even he doesn't have a huge amount of damage, but it will be enough.
And the only one who gets it is the one who didn't do any of the work. That is not honest work, and it is the worst shard ever, right? So they really shard on the Batrider. Why would you ever want it?
It's not bad.
It is a catastrophe for a support.
There are worse shards out there.
Yeah, not for a support. It really sucks. That's a bummer, but going for the Roche. This hasn't been read by Paravision, and during daytime they obviously don't want to fight, so Falcons are utilizing this time to get themselves the Aegis. The problem is you're only going to have 1 minute of the Aegis during nighttime, so you really have to find a way to, in the next 4 minutes, force Paravision to fight. It's very hard. I don't think they're going to be giving it to. They won't even mind giving a hero or two, even against the track.
Invisibility!
Well, it is DM and Dakalis both behind the T2 tower, where Falcons are currently setting their sights upon. Also, pinging up that top lane. Paravision considering, can we make a play on the other side of the map? Falcons is most likely to push down here, so they're looking for a tier 2 trade, maybe, with Satanic leading the creeps in front of the tier 2 tower. Both glyphs have also been used.
So what he's doing right now on Satanic is he has an Aghanim Scepter, so he feels like he's very, very hard to kill, even harder than was the case previously. So he's trying to get some hate to go towards him.
Meanwhile, 9 class, aggressive scouting, gonna get tracked up. He realizes that this is probably not their way.
If he kills the creep wave, that's actually quite nice. The range creep, it will live. I thought he was going to use the purification on that range creep just to make sure that he does survive. But either way, it's still alive. Spirit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, it dealt with backdoor protection. That is the only thing you needed. This tower is gone.
That's the most important part here for Falcons. Another objective out from the map. Still have a T1 and T2 in the top lane. No one going a bit aggressive here without the backup of his teammates, and they're TPing in, but they did burn the Doom. And DM finds an opening onto Crit. He'll drop this Bounty Hunter. Get him out of the way. 9 class.
Ready.
Look at the flame break onto Amar. The lasso is there. They'll pull him in. And Paravision will be happy to find 2 kills despite the Aegis advantage on Falcon's side.
Yeah, he has the Eye of the Vizier. I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's a very long range lasso coming out from him. So he picks him up, and I think this is going to be the name of the game for Paravision, finding openings. And it's so important that it's no one, right? This is the guy that has the most experience. This is the guy where Rezo said he calculates if he should go in. That was an awesome calculation coming out from him, having the haste, knowing that he's gonna escape the Doom once he does get targeted, and you force out that huge spell. What does this mean? That a big duration of this Aegis, Satanic, is gonna be safe. So now even if you don't fight, he is gonna be forcing out rotations and making Falcons not go for any aggressive moves.
Did you notice the Dakalis nice TP comment in chat as well just a moment ago? It was a reference maybe to yesterday where Amar and his Bristleback were in dangerous waters and could have been fine, but
No,
giving in the greetings.
And if you're referencing to that, you can just say that Amar is a Chad.
DM Gonna need some backup here.
The homing missile stopped the Icarus dive.
As tanky as he is, he's gonna drop the egg. He's got everyone, but the egg will get destroyed. However, Satanic only now joins in on the fight. The leash is on the gyrocopter. Skitter's gonna fall. The Aegis is down. Amar has to back away. And without Malrine, can Malrine still make a play to save Skitter? Satanic's making work. He pushes them away. The call is low. Lasso holds only down for a moment, and no one tosses the tree to take down Skitter. Satanic and no one's dropping to crit, and it's all on the Slark now. 1 versus 3, and the Satanic will do no good. As Slark is down, Falcons live with the 3 remaining heroes on their side.
Malrine, God, what does he do? He sees the Death Shroud on the ground. He knows that the Slark is going to be healing, killing his Gyro in the process. He gets them out, allows the Gyro to do massive amounts of damage, and then, right afterwards, he can just chase down the Slark because he doesn't have any of his ultis. It was just such a bummer that the homing missile stops his Icarus dive. If he gets out there and gets the egg in a better position, this is an easy fight for Paravision. And that Phoenix is also going to be dead for a long time. That was a dieback. He bought back last time.
Yeah, he's going to be gone for a while.
Under attack.
But certainly the fact that that egg was in range of all these melee heroes, just where they wanted it to be, they were very happy to get rid of that Phoenix.
We have some live action as well.
All right, looks like it. 9 class to drop to Malrine.
Now it is nighttime now, right? So Paravision, again, they are gonna have the advantage of the vision. But the thing is that Falcons, I'd say that Aegis was used quite nicely. They got to a point where their Gyro has the BKB, so he can stand this ground.
Skitter going for the Arcane Root, doesn't get it. No one's going to be picking this one up. He does have a BKB. Snaky gives him protection with the Omni Knight. And no one is the one who has to use his BKB to run away. Paravision trying to regroup on their side of the map. A rocket's going to fly in just moments onto no one. RP from Malrine. Good reaction from no one. Interrupted. The Depth Shroud is going to be in there. They'll keep Satanic and DM safe. No one, though, very low on HP at the moment. Crit's trying to finish him off another track.
So strong.
They will maybe finish him off. Satanic on the side. There's a Doom up on Amar, which Satanic has to watch out for, but Crit will go down to the cops.
Yeah, no,
Nine with the lasso. They take the gyrocopter. The egg explosion will hold him down. He'll burn a couple seconds off of his BKB in the stun.
No one is going to be coming back soon. You have to run.
Amar's position as well on the side. Okay, he's backing away from the south side of this fight. Skitter continues to drop lower and lower and lower. Satanic, can he get him? DM for deep dive. Amar gets the Doom on the Slark, and he's committing. He's fully committing to this one. He wants to kill him. Fishy, and he won't get it. The Doom is going to run out. And Slark lives. And no one on another. Skitter down, no one. They'll win the fight in the end on the side of Paravision.
That is just amazing what Paravision are doing. Amar on one side, he's waiting with his Doom. Like, where are you, Slark? And on the other side, the Slark, the only thing that he's doing in this fight, he's giving vision and he's saving his team from the RP. But Falcons, there was one mistake that they made in that fight, and that is starting it off with Malrine being very, very low on resources. Your Magnus could never jump in, never create the chaos that you wanted. And after the RP, he didn't even have mana for the skewer out. That's why the Depth Shroud was so easy to place, save the Phoenix, and after that, the chase is on. But Paravision so patient, waiting and waiting for their opportunities.
I just love the way they play that fight as well, where no one is with his team. Malrine has the AD route. He pumps it, but he might just lose it. Pumps his BKB to give a bit of a life for himself, and the save from Sinking. But Malrine, that duration will not last forever. Still getting burnt. Satanic's there as well. Malrine still trying to run away. DM on the chase, and Satanic will have to back out for now. Won't be able to keep the pressure forever on Falcons. No one was suspecting a jump coming in, so he goes for the Blink to Avalanche play. Nobody there, though. 9 class has Crit behind him, and he might have just done it there with the Vessel, but Satanic cancels his TP. He's caught the bounty right under a sentry. Does he have the vision? Crit, well, he's just going to run under the tower, and I guess that will be his fate sealed.
When you kill the bounty hunter, there's no reason not to just go forward like madmen. Right now, if you're Falcons, you need those lanes to get pushed out as much as possible to prevent Paravision from going for dives. Man, I really want to see this again. Just look at Satanic. He's a vision giver. He's nothing else in this engagement.
If the chase keeps on going, forcing Skidder out. Then you look at Amar committing, and no one at some point here just going to charge right after the rest of Falcons, but they finish off the Doom. And he continues to go for more, and there you see him getting another grab and catches 2 heroes with the avalanche. The toss damage is real. And the nukes, that's a happy no one.
He should be happy. He should be happy. The way that they played that fight was amazing.
And that still gives a lot of hope for Parivision.
See, they still want to smoke. You want to get a bit more of an advantage now. You want to get more of an advantage now before the nighttime ends, but it is ending. It's going to be very hard.
Oh, they got the jump on snaking. Found the Omni Knight. Maybe looking for more, disrupting the backline, forcing Marine to blink away. Skidder again in a rough position, but Amar's the one who's going to get caught by the lasso, has his BKB. And that's being seen. Parivision back away for now. No one. Still trying to stick in range of. Not around everybody of Falcons.
They have every single one of their spells on Falcons, and it is daytime, so finally it's their time to be the ones on the map, the ones with superior vision. Now your bounty hunter is gonna be doing his job properly, but there's a gem on the Slark, so I'm not sure that this bounty hunter is gonna be able to do it.
Snaking also coming up with the buyback on this Omni. He's still with his team for now, but if they find the Omni again, Parivision can really see some sort of a win condition. Roshan roars in the pits, and Parivision charging towards this area. Falcons moving towards the Lotus Pool, trying to position themselves, posture themselves defensively, that they're capable of reacting.
Parivision are going for a smoke. They want to find an opening. If you can get this Omni Knight down, it is a huge thing. But Amar is the main thing. You have to prevent your Slark from getting doomed.
Now really close, no one. Hits crit, but Malrine will find him. There's the stomp coming out. They will sleep the bounty. Satanic's going to start building up some stacks on the Slark. Malrine getting pushed back. He's down to half HP. He will be able to move away for now. Still has the RP. And the Doom is still up also in Amar, but they are quite injured on the side of Falcons. They'll have to look for another opening in a moment.
No egg, no ulti on the Slark, but the Slark will get his ulti back. So what Parivision are trying to do is they're just trying to poke, and I think DM there didn't really understand what his team was gunning for. Or maybe he thought that the toss back from the Tiny will be coming out, but he tossed them towards Falcons, just trying to maximize the damage. Slark has his ulti back, and he actually does have quite a lot of stacks.
Another play. Malrine finds Ducalis. He does have buyback and the outpost to teleport to, but look at Parivision. Amar. They want to get this Doom out of the way. Can they kill him? They force his BKB too, and he keeps on running away. Looking for another angle in. Sees 9 class. Go for it again. The Bat Rider down. Bat does come in with the buyback, and Amar being focused on still. Satanic wants to go in. And he's afraid of that Doom. He knows if he gets hit by it, his fight is over.
He's waiting for his ulti, right? It's really low cooldown when it's level 3, so you just want to have it again, and then you're going to be committing onto the Doom, who now doesn't have a BK.
Oh, the imminent caught by one, even the last shot from 9 class. There's a counterplay. No one gets the toss on 3. Huge damage. Malrine out, and Skidder starting to take the man fight versus Satanic. He jumps away. No one also in trouble. Being tracked. They see every move this time he's making, and he's gone too.
There's no more Doom.
No one got denied by Roshan as he's taking a stroll out of his pit. Brit focused by Satanic with the supports right next to him. They are hugging each other.
He wants more. He knows that his bounty hunter is dead. He wanted to catch somebody else. Not going to be happening, but if they get the Roche out of this, it is still a huge thing for Parivision, because Satanic cannot play this game if the Doom is up. With an Aegis, that changes.
I think they can. With this Slark having this many stacks of Essence Shift right now, Parivision to take this Roshan. Falcons are going to be in a hurry to get back into the pit, but I don't think they're going to make it in time. Roche is already down to half.
It's still kind of slow, right? Even when you have 28 stacks with a Slark, it takes a long time to get the Aegis, and it seems that Falcons have given up. Even they thought it was going to be faster.
They will admit to their fates, and Slark finish this one up. They got the Gyro, the Shard, so the Tormentor is the information for Parivision that they'll take the Aegis.
Some nice gold, nice shards coming up from Falcons. Maybe he would have preferred it on the Doom, but either way, it's a solid one to have. But now finally this Slark can play Dota. We're gonna be Satanic. We're gonna be seeing Satanic play completely different than what he's been doing thus far. So what he's been doing in fights is jump in, ulti instantly, try to kill a hero. He gets as many stacks as he can. He goes out, he waits for his ulti again. He's trying to save the depth shot because that is the longer cooldown. But if he sees that he's been caught, that he has to stay in the area, he drops that as well and then jumps out. Now with the Aegis, he's gonna go full in.
Well, moment to reset, at least 4 minutes. Aegis timer on the side of Parivision. They'll get to play it. And for Falcons, they want to be maybe a bit more cautious about their next move. Lincoln's lined up there for DM. And Lincoln's will protect Satanic's entries into fights.
This night is make it or break it for Parivision. Now with the Satanic on the gyro, Falcons finally have this hero that can stand his ground in front. Even if he gets tossed back, he's gonna be able to survive. So now you have the Aegis, you have the nighttime, you have to get the advantage if you're Parivision. We're gonna be seeing them going very aggressively. I like the itemization, of course. You are gonna be getting those Lincoln Spheres to protect yourself from the Doom, but the gyro has hit critical mass. With the Empower, with the Repel, he's not an easy guy to fight against.
Slowly getting that area together for Parivision to move closer to the dire side of the map. But the Falcons are ready and waiting. And there goes Maureen. Gonna grab Satanic for the first time. He does save himself for now. He's thinking, but he doesn't die. He manages to get out. Falcons didn't use a lot of resources on that, so a quick reminder for Satanic how much damage we can do. That was 2,000 damage dealt to Satanic, and he's barely able to regenerate enough with his ult.
He had to survive there. The second that he used his ult, right, it would have been very hard to use the Depth Shroud before there's a Doom on you, because there would be some stun, some RP, something to prevent you from going for the animation, right? So he probably would have died there, surrounded by enemy heroes. Very nice attempt from Falcons, but they don't have enough to bring him down from 100 to 0. And now we see why he cannot show. If there's a Doom there, he's definitely dead. I mean, the spell, the hero was obviously there.
Radiant are scanning.
Maybe some point we're going to get to a point where the refresher is also going to be available for the Doom.
There's going to be a refresher on the Slark as well. I think after this Lincoln's that he's going to be looking towards the refresher. You need the double ulti, you need the double depth shroud as well.
Oh, and I see. I think this is a pretty smart idea. When you're playing against Slark versus this Doom, you pick up the Ags. So even if he's in the Death Shroud, that AoE Ags Doom will take away all that HP regen in the Shroud. So I think this is actually a really smart idea above going a refresher on the Doom and instead picking up the Ags.
That's an interesting one, actually. I
really like it. I really like it here.
But it also takes away, if you're dooming yourself and jumping into the Death Shroud, you're giving the Slark the opportunity to maybe get force-staffed out, run away, and then it's not gonna be easy for you to play the game. So generally you would want to have the Doom onto the Slark, but if you see that he has used his ulti and that he's committing, so he wants with the Depth Shroud, that is a good way. So Amar will probably just change his approach to these fights.
Well, we have a quick pause as Ducalis apparently is hearing voices, so I hope everything is okay on the Parivision side. But also for Falcons, a quick breather. This team that has been very clean in terms of their execution. When they have made a mistake or two, that's when the downhill has usually started. This team has been so clean in games in general. When you get to that point of getting that one mistake, it comes crashing down like a house of cards.
You're trying to curse them here, Panda. Don't do it, don't do it. Melreen, I mean, the way that this guy's been playing mechanically is just so insane. Every single time he sees a Phoenix diving in, he's stopping him with a horn toss. So he just has this idea or his job in a team fight. But we haven't seen a huge RP. I think it's because Falcons haven't been gunning for it just yet, but this is why I've highlighted this Gyro and his Satanic. Now he's gonna have a Daedalus as well. Is because now with the Daedalus, with the Satanic, he's gonna be able to posture aggressively, thus opening up the potential for a huge RP. So we're gonna have to look out for that from Melreen.
Aggressive Watcher removal.
Top tower is under attack.
Clark with the Dark Pact able to do so while Falcons were staring right next to him. They're going to be sharing this Invis around by Crit.
Crit is level 18, right? So it's level 3 tracks. A lot of gold if a hero goes down. And also he's approaching that level 20 talent where it's shared vision with the tracks. So even during nighttime, if you get it just on one hero, this Lark extra vision, you are gonna have your way of countering. And then Paravision, this game, they bought the gem earlier, right? But Falcons, they're not gonna wait like Paravision did for minute 40. They responded with a gem of their own. You have to have at least solid vision, and if you don't see the enemy, they cannot see you. There's the data list. The gyro is 100% ready now.
Especially since there's only the lane ward placed down by Paravision in the top half of the map. That's pretty much all they have right now.
So Satanic is looking for a Bloodthorn and a Nullifier. He's thinking of being a threat that he can kill supports without them getting anything off. It's definitely a solid approach. I was definitely thinking he's going to be looking towards the Refresher so that the fight is longer for him. But he wants to have this threat of maybe killing the Omni Knight or forcing the Omni to use the repel on himself.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under
Closing
attack.
up on the 40-minute mark. It's going to be daytime again. 8 just expiring half a minute ago. And we are going to be setting our sights towards Roche number 3. Another chance for Falcons to fight back in there. Previously, they got there first. They almost were able to clean up the area, but the buybacks from Paravision were slightly too much. Still some audio issue there on the side of Falcons and Paravision. So a quick moment to reset. Might be a good moment to... Amar is asking for help. Can we get some help from the audience for Amar? Any Falcons fans out there?
If we now ask for Paravision fans, the arena will just drop on us, right? Because I'm thinking that there's definitely more of them there, and yeah, they're hearing some plane crushing noises. I'm hoping that does get fixed soon. 23 to 24 kills. What a close game.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was the flying creep over there, but there is something with the... If Lich was in this game, I'd understand, because there's always that whooshing sound going around everywhere, and that's probably more linked to the Lich, right? But they're going to have this one sorted out momentarily. I hope you guys have been enjoying, and of course, with this grand finals day, where we're going to be crowning our victor here at the Fissure Playground 1 Dota tournament. Just want to extend our thanks from Harry, from the caster desk as well, because this is the first time actually we're doing it in front of an audience. So thank you from our part. And of course with Harry, your hometown crowd here as well. You had the chance to address the Serbian crowd. Yeah, there's I think this time around we have a little bit more of the hometown boys than last time around, at least from what I've seen in the audience. So that's actually quite nice that people are getting here to the Fissure Playground. Tundra, of course, still waiting in the grand finals for either one of these two teams to make their way through. Falcons still leading this one 1-0. Paravision is going to need all the energy that they can get. I mean, they've been playing solid. They're warming up, playing with that Slark lineup as well. Like you said, classic Paravision draft. Doable.
These kind of drafts always are hard to execute, right? Even at every point in the game, you can just completely overtake it or just lose it in 1 second. That's how it goes. And I think there in the crowd, we just saw a big Dota personality. I think it was the owner of Level Up for a second, booked up right there. You know, definitely a Dota celebrity here.
Old school Dota. Also for our community and people watching right now, and even on your streams, I think we have another community drop. It's going to be a provocation of ruin going for PN_Maverick. Congratulations on your Juggernaut item. You're going to pick up for yourself. Community drops, how do you get them? Well, this is the last day for you to actually still have a chance to win community drops, and that's mostly on the stream. I know he's trying to also scout some info about those drops. He wants some of them as well. But the fact is, you can write to us on Twitch, on YouTube, on our socials, mostly on our live chats. Anything about the event, about the casters, about the players, about the talent, about the teams that are playing here. We do want to crown a victor today, so let's get back with game number 2.
He's hunting on Malrine.
This is gonna
Almost finds a catch there with this Magnus. No one also trying to scout in the river, hoping that somebody's going to fall for that avalanche, but no one there. He has an AC also lined up, so there's going to be a ton of physical damage that this Tiny can deal.
Yeah, the multiple Lincolns are now coming out in Amar. He changed his mind. I think he's just thinking, I want to doom the Slark. That's it, right? That is my job. So maybe he comes back to the Aghanim Scepter, but there's no doubt about it. The game for the Doom is becoming hard still. I mean, there was some time passing there in the pause, so we didn't really... I felt like nighttime was close by, but no, there's 4 more minutes for Falcons to assert their dominance on the map.
Yeah, and 1 more minute as well for Roshan to spawn. So fighting for daytime Roshan. Satanic is right, being chased by Amar. He sees where he is, and he's getting slowed by the neutral.
He's so fast on the Doom.
Held by Amar. He's damn fast. A lot of movement speed, plus the zap. You also get the Stormcrafter. Also, Malrine has a Stormcrafter of his own. Doom has a Stormcrafter. Do they all have Stormcrafters?
Some extra little bit of damage. I like the Ascetics cap on the gyro. So if you get tossed back, it's just very important for you to get the or lassoed back, for you to get out of it, get the BKB off and the Satanic. The rest of the team is gonna be able to connect. I really want to see if Falcons can bait the big RP onto this onto the gyro. But the way that Paravision have been playing, they really almost never commit onto a target, which is kind of how their lineup works.
Falcons are just sticking together, clumped up. Majority of their heroes just without the Doom for the time being, but fighting for that 42-minute action rune is going to be a DD, or an AD in this case.
Paravision has 4 ninja gears, so they never need the smoke ever again. Though the problem is that no one doesn't have it, and he's the one that should be initiating. He's the only one with the Aviana's Feather.
My allies have earned their key.
Double RP is ready, so you can go for the first one, like what Malrine has been doing, and then the second one can surprise them. Of course, they are gonna see it.
Really fast Roshan spawn as well. It's already going to be up in 10 seconds. Less than a half a minute spawn timer.
That refresher, it is gonna be so huge for either the Doom or the Slark. Maybe even the Phoenix, but I'm thinking you give it to the Slark. Just him having the double ulti and the double depth shot in these fights would be huge.
What about snaking for the Guardian Angel?
There's a lot of magical damage on the other side, so I think with the way that they're poking, that the Guardian Angel isn't that huge of a spell. It gives you some time maybe to reset, but Paravision, if they smell blood, they're still gonna be encircling you and then jumping, but Roche is dropping low.
Yep. Might just be too fast for no one. He's right outside. He goes in. He tried to find something on the ground. He doesn't find anything. The RP from Malrine. 9 class will interrupt the Magnus. Pull him all the way back. Malrine off the refresher, looking for a big RP of his own. And he's keeping moving back and forth. Skitter doing damage to DM. DM the egg will be placed in Falcons. Skitter was about to go hit the egg, but then he has to turn around. Nobody's joining him. Dakalis running out of this one. Falcons on the chase. Still have everything they picked up from that Roche pit. But the cheese up on the Doom, and they will spot the Elder Titan Dakalis. Ninja gear or not, that rocket shows where you are. And that's a big kill. 90 seconds gone.
That was the third Roche, right?
Yes.
Where the hell is the refresher shard? Okay, it's on the Doom.
Top tower is under attack.
It actually has a cooldown on it because it was in Malrine's backpack when he used his refresher orb. So now they're gonna have to wait for 3 minutes to really have that.
Well, they got it on the Omni Knight now at least here. So now he's passing it onward onto the Doom. Meanwhile, Skitter getting tossed back into the base. Satanic will get to work. Get some damage in. Build up some stacks, but 9 class is dead. And Stark is dropping low in a dangerous position. They're gonna lose him. He's doomed up and he's gone for 100 seconds. And Falcons can almost smell victory now from this Roche pit fight victory to a push down the bottom lane. At least looking to clean a lane of racks, but with the Stark missing, it's gonna be hard for Paravision to try and hold this one.
They're gonna try to poke at the tier 4s. I mean, just to see if the enemies have those buybacks. We know they don't, but Falcons, they still don't have that info.
What a toss! Oh!
He was waiting for that one.
Spamming the toss down on the ground to his ally.
But it seems the DM didn't react. Yeah, so Malrine is gonna be telling me, you're a genius, man, but being a genius here, it didn't help. And Panda, we mentioned it, these Slark lineups, just sometimes one mistake, one misstep from not even the Slark, some of the other heroes as well, can just make these lineups feel so hard to play. And that one kill on the Elder Titan, It just made sure that Falcons, they get the Slark, they get the laner racks. They haven't even used the refresher shard. Dude is going to be waiting for his ulti to come back the old-fashioned way.
And it was a late Roche fight for Parivision. No one still wanted to commit to it, but he already made the decision in his mind the moment Roshan died that he's still going into that one. So he missed it by maybe like a half a second that he could have walked in and get the avalanche stun, steal everything, and then he'd be happy to die for it. Now they ended up paying a higher price with more heroes gone. The Slark dying on the high ground defense. He's going to be up in 10 seconds, but Falcons already got one lane of racks out of the way and setting the sights for some more and getting that top wave pushed in. There's that tier 2 tower they still need to remove.
I like that they got out of that one. So what they were trying to do is get the mid lane tower down. You're playing versus a Tiny. The mid lane is very hard to bring down. If you take out the tower, it becomes increasingly easier to do something about that one. But unfortunately, the Slark did come back, and be it nighttime, you make one misstep around that mid lane, and the chase is on. Parivision could get this whole lead down to 0 if you continue with the push. So it's actually safer. Control the triangle. This kind of reminds us of Dota before the map was extended, of controlling an area. The bottom lane is going to be shoving in on itself, and from the triangle, you're controlling the mid, you're controlling the top.
Gotta be careful as Maureen's gonna catch him, and they prevent that Phoenix from escaping. Though the depth round is everything. Push him out with the shockwave, and Nightblast is hoping to get the mag, and now Slark is in the middle of it. He's doomed up, and poor Satanic, he's got no buyback for himself as he dies. He's gone for 100 seconds, and Falcons is this much closer again. Another lane of racks to potentially fall. Creeps are coming in soon. They see the backdoor protection. They'll rest for a moment.
And look at the huge wave plus two siege creeps, so that tower is probably going to go down as well, and you're going to have the opportunity to get megas.
Oh, what can you do as Parivision? What is the play? No one's looking for a toss, but doesn't get it. The stomp comes right after. DM with the dive in, and DM got caught. The egg's gonna drop, and now Falcons fight the egg. They destroy the egg, and DM dies back on the Phoenix.
They have the Infernal Blade, they have the Horn Toss. Just so many times they've stopped the Icarus dive that it has been a big deal in the game that he just cannot get his egg into a good position. He was forced to use it there, and no chance to do anything with it.
2 heroes out, a second lane cleaned. And almost mega creeps, 24k lead for Falcons, 1 buyback, it's on no one.
Hex ready on the Bounty Hunter. Once again, Falcons are getting to these insane item timings.
They try to get Skitter, but at the same time, there's another play that's gonna pull it into the fountain. They'll get a bit of damage, but not enough. It's not nearly enough. Meanwhile, no one was dragged in at the same time.
And he has a buyback.
He's the one with the buyback.
1 RP ready, a Doom is ready. It's still so much that Parivision have to think about. And this Nullifier and the Slark, I just don't think that item is doing much for it.
And it doesn't feel very good for Parivision right now. No one trying to go for a toss, but they will lose 9 class. Satanic returns. Doom is up on Amar. The RP from Maureen, that just might be the last blow. And they've got to call it. They'll focus down no one. And Satanic getting body blocked by Amar, but he pounces through the fountain. He's the last one standing inside the base, and it's GG. Falcons call it out for Remco for Crystallis, and we will have a rematch in the grand finals with Falcons and Tundra.
Parivision, they played this lineup well. They were poking for the majority of the game. They understood how to do it, but it's just so hard when you can almost never commit with your carry. Satanic, he was neutered in that one. Whatever
Would you want to play the game that I'm thinking of that is related to this word?
No.
Okay.
When is the last time you were here? We were there.
I don't think I've... Maybe never, actually. I don't think I've ever been in that place. My question to Box is, do you think we can survive working there for like a year?
Depends where it's located. I think. In Sweden, like, maybe.
Sweden, maybe, yeah.
So, okay, do you guys have any thoughts? I think we need another
After you got cut, it's like